Following the cup exit, we're focusing on the league and we're putting in a late challenge for those playoff positions. Welcome back to episode 20 of our Cadbury's Heroes adventure. We are currently sat in 10th position, as you can see. You might have noticed, if you got good old memory, that Joe McGregor hasn't scored a goal in about 3 years. Quite frustrating. His last goal was scored for us on the 28th of December, so he hasn't scored a goal this calendar year. What's he playing at? I know he's been injured, but he's had plenty of games in which to score that goal. Hasn't done it. Grashik's still our best player and only getting better, which is good. What I'm going to do now is jump in and show you the fixtures, what's been happening since you were last with me. But just before I do so, if you could do me the favour of liking, subscribing, even flick the bell, do the whole business, show your support, it will be greatly appreciated. The last game that we played was Blackpool and Southampton. So we followed that up with another draw. Jamie Soule getting a goal for us, and then Exeter equalising immediately. We then played Wednesday, Jamie Soule getting a goal for us, and then us giving away a penalty immediately, and then they just battered us. Rochdale, they were 3-0 up. We scored 2 very late goals, but it was too late for the comeback. Cheltenham, we beat them 4-1. We were 4 up, and then Gwyn Peters scored one consolation for them. A 2-0 win against Cambridge with Jamie Soule getting both the goals just before half-time. A 6-0 against Accrington. Godfrey John even getting on the score sheet as well. Drysdale, Peake, Clark, Bradford beat us 3-1 with a brace from Nuttall and a late goal for us from Jamie Soule. Our most recent game was a 1-0 against Coventry with Declan Drysdale getting that goal for us. So he's had a few recently. Jamie Soule's been getting quite a few. He's up to 12, 16 in total. So he's actually chasing down McGregor's total. So it seems that McGregor set himself a goal. He was like, look, I want to hit 20 for the season. Did it just before New Year's and then went, all right, I'm good. See you later. We have MK Dons at home. Do you know what? Not at home, because it's not our stadium, and I'm holding back, seeing whenever we're going to do it. Let's try and build a new stadium, and I'll let you know what comes of that. We're going to be running into that game with Grashik, Clark, Drysdale, Taylor and Wilson as the back four. Brady, Peake, Conlon and then Brewster across the midfield. And McGregor supporting Soule as the strikers today. We've got Godfrey John in need of a rest. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get Wakefield registered. So I'm just wasting my money signing him. So that was a good move from me. So our first highlight is in the 18th minute, and it shows us a throw-in quite deep on the left. It's been intercepted because Conlon's decided to just kick it at the person stood in front of him. Classic. Gallagher's got it out on their left-hand side. Clark goes to close down, doesn't get there in time, and I am pretty sure that Grashik gets a touch on that. Bear with me a second. Let's have a look. So Gallagher's put the ball in. It's come toward Oxley on the penalty spot. Nice little fancy kick. Grashik flies out. Oh, and he does get a hand to it. What an absolute champ. Something special that goal is. Just past the half-hour mark. Dons have the ball, worked it all the way back to their goalie, actually. Nice to see some push from my team, but they're not feeling it. Thompson, Masterson, just pops it forward to Brown, back to Gallagher. Robinson's in the middle for them. They're moving the ball about a little bit too easy. I'm not a fan. Right, okay, we've got possession. Brewster's got it for us on our left-hand side. And he's just ran into the person in front of him. That was good of him. They're back in possession. Robinson, back to Curtis, and then back to their defence again. It's very cautious play from them, shall we say, but it's effective because they're working their way through again. Oxley's going to have a shot, and he's popped it in the corner. It's a really, really well-worked goal from him. I'm just not particularly happy about it. Just after their goal, I did put our pressing up to full because we usually have it on high rather than very high or whatever the wording is. Hopefully, that will make a difference. We haven't seen another highlight since then, but hopefully that extra little bit of pressing will be enough to disrupt their just calm passing, really. They didn't seem phased when we were trying to close the ball down earlier. So we're just going up to the hour mark. We haven't had a further highlight, so I'm going to pause it there. No, I'm not. We're going to watch this corner, and then we're going to make the substitution. So, Conlon's putting it in. towards Drysdale, but it gets headed away. Peake's running out to collect the loose ball, and he gets back to his right back. Hopeful ball forward to the striker, and it's allowed them to get through. Okay, Clark's got back in position. Is he going to dispossess? No. Okay, I thought we were going to get their pass, but that's not the case. Curtis in the middle for them. Puts the ball all the way out to the right with McCarthy. Good ball back into the middle, and Gallagher strikes the crossbar. Grashik grabs the loose ball. He's now got a goal kick. Nothing came of the other one, apparently. But it's with the goalie. He's going to just smash it upfield, okay? Brewster nods it on, but just vaguely forward rather than trying to find his teammate. Okay, see, there's a little bit more pressing urgency there, but I don't want to keep it on all the time. But Robinson's got it out on the left for them. Back to Onyedema. McGregor, there's a misplaced pass. He's really disappointed me since, like, oh God, they've hit the woodwork again. That's the third time this game. It's a corner for them on their right-hand side. Oxley's putting it in towards the back post, and Grashik collects it. They're going to take McGregor off because he's hampered by injury. Brewster can come off for Kamara, and Peake can come off for Astley, but I'll move Drysdale forward, and I'll change him to be a ball-winning mid on support. Hopefully, those few changes will give us a little bit of something. A little bit of anything would be nice. It's a throw-in for them on their left side. Shipley's got the head back. Okay, Taylor did intercept, but it's gone straight back to a Don's player. Shipley, Curtis, Onyedema through to Gallagher. Oh, and his shot's just wide. They've been all over us. I'm going to berate my team. They love a good berating. Look at that. Over the moon now. There's a throw-in for them on the right. Robinson moves it in towards Cooper. Forward to Gallagher. Onyedema on the left. It's almost like a Spinaroonie from Booker T, that tackle, was there? Definitely not a dated wrestling reference. It's perfectly up to date. Robinson, Masterson, McCarthy. It's just all too calm from them. There's just a lot of short passes. They're finding their man. I am a fan of their play style, which isn't ideal because they've just made it 2-0. So there's that. I think we need to realise that we're playing the team in second, and they've just completely outclassed us in this game, which is upsetting to see. But take the L. Move on. Quick. We had quite a few chances in the game, but to be honest, I don't remember seeing many of them. So there's signs there that we could play well, but it wasn't today. So we have the game against Bristol Rovers now. There's two bits of business that I want to show you just before that. Well, the first one I'm not going to show you, I'm just going to tell you. The stadium didn't work. The board said, no, get in the bin, we're not interested. So I took him into a meeting and I was like, look, why don't we just get a new stadium? We don't need to worry about grain sharing. Happy days. He told me to get out. So we're not getting a new stadium yet. And then I was skipping forward because this game is 2 weeks after the last one because I've got a habit of choosing games with a massive break in the middle. Clever me. We've had the youth intake come through, so I'm going to show you them. I've got to be honest, when that came through, there was only 3 players that were 5-star. Now apparently there's 5, so there's an improvement. I'll give you a little run through the 5 stars, and I'll show you Troy Barks as well. We'll start on him, actually. So he's a left back, 6'2", decent. Maybe move him over to centre back, maybe not. With 4 strength and 9 heading is not ideal, but he has 3 crossing, which, considering I use aggressive fullbacks, is probably not the best. Keith Barnett up next. He is a centre mid. Probably going to be the supportive role, like the box-to-box or centre mid support. But he's got some decent stats on there. Feel free to pause on any of these if you want to. Stuart Albertus next. Possibly a striker, maybe a winger. But his stats don't really stand out to me. He looks okay, but we'll see maybe where he is in the season or so. Fode Kajabi next. He's 5'5". He doesn't have much stamina. He doesn't have much strength, but he is very aggressive. I think with him, what we'll do again, we'll give him a few seasons and see see where he is with that. Jamie Webber is another central midfielder, but this one I'm thinking will probably be the playmaker because his stats are really well suited to that. And he's got quite high bravery as well, which is good. 13 flair. He likes long range passes and to get the ball into feet as well, which is helpful. Finally, we've got Robbie Allard, which is kind of like the pick of the bunch. He's either going to be the inverted winger on attack, I'm thinking, if we drop him back to left mid, or maybe if we play him as the deep line forward. I'm not sure which of those roles would be better for him. He's got quite low strength, so maybe it could be better to have him out wide, but his vision's quite poor as well, so maybe just a straight up striker, and then you've got the issue that he's only got 6 finishing and 6 composure, so his stats are decent, but I think we're yet to find a position which would be suitable for him. We're going to play with Grashik in goal, Watkin-Jones, Astley, Drysdale and Clark as the back four, Wilson and Kamara outside of Peak and Key, and then we have Godfrey John supporting Sol up top. You've probably noticed a few of the stars have changed. Grashik's lost one, weirdly, even though he's been playing brilliantly all season. He's got the potential to go up to 4 stars, but he's got worse. So I can only hope that the players around him have got better quicker. Astley is now our best centre-back, which is nice, alongside with Stephen Peake, who's never played back there, but I suppose it just goes to show how good Peake is. We have Astley with his 17 jumping reach and 10 heading, which isn't ideal. So is there anything that I can get on an additional focus to teach him how to head? I'm sure there is. Is it aerial? There we go, heading and bravery. 19 bravery, it's probably not relevant, but his heading definitely needs to be improved. So we're just short of 2 minutes in. We've already got a highlight. Started with Bristol Rovers on the ball. Our players nodded it back to the goalkeeper. I've realised I'm in the wrong position, so let me move my head. There he is. It's back where he should be. Kamara's got the ball on the left side, puts it back to Peake, and he puts it out to Watkin-Jones and pops it forward towards Wilson. Nice little head back towards John. Ball's put forward to Wilson again, and a pretty tame shot towards the near post. It's almost half time now. There hasn't been any further highlights. Being quite weighted in our favour, the game has. But yeah, there's not really much more to report. So going into the game, Bristol Rovers were 9th. We are currently sat in 11th, I think it was. So we're roughly about the same position in the league. So it should be quite a good test as to where we line up. That first half having very little highlights kind of hasn't filled me with confidence, because this is the first one that's, oh god, it's just smashed the post. And so it's the first one that we've seen that's actually going somewhere, and it was in their favour. But Sol's got it, he's piling towards goal, and he's had another tame shot just past the hour mark as a throw for us on the left side. John has it, puts it to Peake. He did try and put it forward, but it was a good interception from their player. I didn't catch his name. It was umlauts and everything sort of things going on. Wilson pops it forward. Again, another interception, and Rovers are on the ball again. Hussey sees his winger making the run. Good tackle from Watkin-Jones, but he puts their other striker through. And a nice save from Grashik. Puts it in a corner for them on their left side. They have Hussey taking the corner. Drysdale heads it away. Very good. Just coming up to 66 minutes. We're going to make a substitution. Peake looks very tired. So we'll take him off. Watkin-Jones really isn't playing very well, so we'll get him over on the left-hand side. We'll put Wilson there, and then we'll bring on a new right mid for that cover. We'll bring Brady on. And we have got a third sub that we can make. Sol isn't being very good, really. But I also don't have another striker on the bench, so we'll leave it at that. 70th minute, there's a throw-in for them on their left side in their defence. They're working it forward down that... It's also their right side, it's our left side. They're working it down our right side. Oh God, I'm falling apart. Davies has got the ball. He's put it in the area. Conlon smashed it forward. Benson, Hunt in the middle. It's just... Yeah, it's in the net. Yeah. That was just too easy for them. They got possession, just smashed it forward. The whole defence was just like, oh no, what's happening? This is a bit bleak, this episode, isn't it? At least we've had a good youth intake. We can take that, at least. Oh, it's just... We brought Wilson back and he was just caught asleep when that ball was put over. There's 20 minutes left for us. I'm not going to make us attacking. We're just going to crack on as we are with our formation. Trust the formation. Get through this season. Have a good window. That's what I'm saying. That's what we'll do. 83 minutes on the clock. We've got a throw in on the left. It's put towards the back post. Sol nods it in. It's 1-1. Sol has been really good this season, actually. He's got 17. He wasn't played much last year, but this year he's well, he scored quite a few towards the end of last year, but he's been really effective for us, to be fair. 86th minute now, we've got another highlight. Conlon, Key, he's still in possession, even though he got dispossessed, and then passed the ball away, which is nice. Drysdale, right, scoops up the loose ball, and then just smashes it forward. The ball's on their left side. So we've got Key closing Bradbury down, and he doesn't make the tackle. Delaney's in the area for them, but Watkin Jones has done well to close him. And they've put a good cross in, and he's made it 2-1. That isn't what I was looking for. We're just coming into injury time now. Doesn't look like there's going to be any further highlights. Frustrating that we got the game back on even terms to then just immediately concede. But we move. We'll be back for next episode with our final 2 games of the season, which will be against Preston, who are currently 19th, and Sheffield Wednesday in 2nd. I know I've tried to play both of those teams in episodes, and they're going to just keep getting postponed. Wednesday, I think, has happened twice now, so we're definitely going to play them. And when I played them earlier in the season, they beat me 5-2, so that's not ideal. Along with Preston, who beat me 3-0. So we might have a few stinky games, but we'll have our season review, our first one in which we're not getting promoted as well. And then on Friday, we'll have the start of the new League One season, along with our transfer special. Hopefully a lot of new faces. But if you have enjoyed that, give me a like, subscribe, flick the bell. And thank you very much for your time.